Amadeus Air provides airline availability, schedule, and timetable information for flight that have a sales agreement with Amadeus. Airline can have access levels with Amadeus like Amadeus Access Update, represent, with colon symbol. Amadeus Access Cell, represent, with dot, or full stop symbol. Amadeus Full Access, represent, with slash symbol. Direct Access, represent, with asterisk symbol. Standard Access, blank, without any symbol. Amadeus Availability display shows all flights, with at least one seat available for sale, or waitlist, for all airlines which have sales agreement with Amadeus. Based on the transaction code and parameters you use to request the display. In Amadeus, 4 types of availabilities display, like Availability by Neutral Display, represent, AN. Shows flights departing, up to 1 hour before the departure time you specify. If you do not specify time, the display includes flights from 00:00 midnight on the day of departure for a future date. Availability by Departure Time Display, represent, AD. Shows flights in order of departure, and starts with flights departing up to 1 hour before the time you specify. If you do not specify time, the display starts with flights from 00:00 midnight on the day of departure for a future date. Availability by Arrival Time Display, represent, AA. Shows flights in order of arrival, and starts with flights arriving up to 1 hour before the time you specify. If you do not specify time, the display starts with flying from 00:00 midnight on the day of arrival for a future date. Availability by Elapsed Travel Time Display, represent, AE. Shows flights in the order determined by the actual elapsed flight time, including stopover and connecting time, plus the time between the departure time you specify and the actual departure time of the flight. There are 4 different types of flights display, as per European Union regulations, except USA. Non-stop flights, a flight with no intermediate stops, and same flight number and aircraft. Direct flights, a flight with intermediate stops, and same flight number and aircraft. Connecting flights, a flight with intermediate stops, and change of flight number and aircraft. Change of gauge, a connecting flight with intermediate stops and the same flight number, but with a change of aircraft type. Online help page for availability, enter, HEAN. For example, availability between Jeddah and Dhaka on March 15th. Enter, AN, March 15th, 3 letters code for origin city, or airport, for Jeddah, JED, and 3 letters code for destination city, or airport, for Dhaka, DAC. In response, the number of days between the current date and the departure. 2 letters code for the departure day of the week and the date. Default time, if not specified. Line number for flight availability display. Airline code and flight number. Class of service code and number of seats available. Less seat availability indicator, as per agreement between Amadeus and airline. Origin and destination airport codes, including terminal of serving. Departure and arrival times, expressed in the local time of the respective cities. Electronic ticket indicator, and number of stops en route. Airline access indicator. Aircraft equipment type code. Elapsed flying time, from origin to destination, expressed in hours and minutes. Availability for specific departure time, for example, departure from Jeddah to Riyadh at 1800. Enter AN date March 15, origin from Jeddah and destination is Riyadh at 1800. Availability for specific airline, for example, departure from Jeddah to London by British Airways. Enter AN date March 15, Jeddah to London / letter A and airline 2 letters code BA. You can enter more than one airline in your input if needed. Availability for a specific number of seats, for example, departure from Jeddah to London by British Airways, and required 4 seats. Enter AN date March 15, Jeddah to London / letter A, airline 2 letters code BA / letter B, for number of seat indicator, and required seats 4. Availability for specific class or classes of service, for example, departure from Jeddah to London on March 15 by British Airways, and required booking classes M. Enter AN date March 15, Jeddah to London / letter A, airline 2 letters code BA / letter C, for class of service indicator, and required booking class M. You can enter more than one class of service in your input, if needed. Availability for a specific flight type, for example, Jeddah to Dhaka on March 15, and non-stop flights only. Enter AN March 15, Jeddah, 3 letters code for origin city or airport, and Dhaka, 3 letters code for destination city or airport / letter F for flight type indicator, and N for non-stop indicator. You can also enter D for direct flights, and C for connecting flights type. Availability for specific cabin or cabins, for example, departure from Jeddah to London on March 15 by British Airways, and required cabin F, first class cabin. Enter AN date March 15, Jeddah to London / letter A, airline 2 letters code BA / letter K, for cabin indicator, and required cabin F. You can enter more than one cabin in your input, if needed. Display availability over a specific connecting or transit point, for example, departure from Jeddah to London on March 15 via or transit from Dubai. Enter AN date March 15, Jeddah to London / letter X for via or transit indicator, and DXB, 3 letters code for Dubai. You can enter more than one via or transit point in your input, if needed. You can combine more than one option in your input, if needed, for example, departure from Jeddah to London, on March 15, at 1200, via Dubai, required booking class is M, and required 4 seats. Enter, AN, March 15, Jeddah, to London, at 1200, letter X, DXB, letter C, required booking class M, letter B, and required seats 4. In case required option is not available, then system display message. It doesn't mean Saudi Arabian Airlines is not operating on requested date, it may not available as requested booking class T. In this case you have 2 options: either do not use booking class option, letter C, with T booking class in your input. Or you can use schedule display transaction code, SN, instead of availability transaction code, AN. You can use scrolling entries to move down, MD, for more options. MN, move next to an availability display for the next day. MY, move yesterday to an availability display for a previous day. MO, move original to the first screen of the availability. You can use availability change options, for example, move to 10 days later, for displayed availability. Enter. AC10. Move to 10 days earlier, for displayed availability. Enter. AC, -10. Change departure city, for example, instead of departure from Jeddah, change to Medina. Enter, AC, MED. Change airline preference, for example, instead of Saudi Arabian Airline, change to Flynus. Enter, AC, letter A, and airline code XY. Return availability specific date, for example, return from London to Jeddah, on March 25. Enter, ACR, March 20. Return availability certain number of days later, for example, return from London to Jeddah, after 10 days. Enter, ACR, 10. Return availability certain number of days earlier, for example, return from London to Jeddah, before 10 days. Enter, ACR, -10. The system can search 7 days onwards from date indicated for availability as per your request. For example, departure from Jeddah to Manila, on or after December 26, within 7 days, by Saudi Arabian Airlines, non-stop flight type, and required booking class is T. Enter, AN/symbol, which is indicating 7 days search option. Date is December 26, Jeddah to Manila, letter A, with airline code SV, letter F, and non-stop flight indicator N. You can request dual city pair availability in one entry. This system searches for any combination of non-stop, direct, or connecting flights for each half of the dual city routing. For example, departure from Jeddah to Riyadh by Saudi Arabian Airlines on March 15, and return also by Saudi Airlines from Riyadh to Jeddah on March 18. Enter AN, date March 15, Jeddah to Riyadh, letter A, and airline code SV, asterisk symbol, for separation between outbound and inbound flights, and March 18 as return date from Riyadh. Dual availability display for same-day return, for example, departure from Jeddah to Hale on December 15 by Saudi Arabian Airlines and return on same day. Enter AN, date December 15, from Jeddah to Hale, letter A, and airline code SV, and asterisk symbol only. Dual availability display between two different city pairs, with different dates. For example, departure from Jeddah to Riyadh on December 15 by Saudi Arabian Airlines and return from Dammam to Jeddah on December 18 by Saudi Arabian Airlines. Enter AN, December 15, Jeddah to Riyadh, letter A, and airline code SV, asterisk symbol, date December 18, return city or airport pair, Dammam to Jeddah. To move down outbound screen, Jeddah to Riyadh, to view more option, enter MDF. To move down inbound screen, Dammam to Jeddah, to view more option, enter MDS. Similarly, you can use Move Next Day option, MNF, and MNS. Move Previous Day option, MYF, and MYS. Change outbound screen 2 days later, enter AC, 2, asterisk symbol only. Change inbound screen 3 days later, enter AC, asterisk symbol, 3. Change outbound screen 2 days later, and inbound screen 3 days later, enter AC, 2, asterisk symbol, 3. The carrier preferred display shows flights that the airline has chosen to display for the route you specify in your entry, such as its own flights, or flights of partner airlines. The display can also include flight connections, or routings that are not normally shown on a neutral availability display, due to long elapsed flying times, or excessive mileage. This type of availability is useful when the customer wants to travel only on a selected airline, or on other airlines or flights selected by the target airline. You can use carrier-preferred availability, for example, departure from Jeddah to Dhaka on March 15 by Saudi Arabian Airlines. Enter AN, airline 2 letters code, SV, departure date, March 15, city or airport pair, Jeddah to Dhaka. Direct access to the reservation systems of major airlines. Using standard Amadeus entries, you can obtain current information on availability of seats through a real-time link between Amadeus and the airline. By accessing the airline's reservation system directly, you can see the last seat available on a flight, without the airline rejecting the booking after in-transaction. Flights can be sold even if they are on request, or show a waitlist status on other types of Amadeus display. You can see up to maximum of 26 classes of service in a direct access display. All Amadeus users can directly access the inventory systems of the airlines that have a direct access agreement with Amadeus. Link between Amadeus and the airline inventory system for 3 minutes only. For example, departure from Jeddah to Hyderabad on March 15 by Emirates. Enter 1. Airline code, EK, availability by departure, transaction code AD, departure date, March 15, origin city or airport 3 letters code. JED. Destination city or airport 3 letters code, HYD. You can also switch to direct access from Amadeus availability display, for example, Emirates Flight Online Number 1, from Amadeus availability display. Enter. Availability change indicator AC, letter L, and line number 1. To move next day, for current direct access display, enter 1, EK, MN. Schedule display contains flights for all airlines that submit schedule data to Amadeus. They are ordered in the same hierarchy as availability displays. The transaction code for a schedule display is letter S. For neutral schedule, represent SN. Schedule by departure time, represent ST. Schedule by arrival time, represent SA. Schedule by elapsed time, represent SE. You can use the same options offered with the availability function, with the exception, the number of seats option B. The unique features for schedule display are: airlines that have an availability and sales agreement with Amadeus display the classes of service, even when they are closed for sale. Airlines that do not have an availability and sales agreement with Amadeus are not shown in the display. To request a schedule for these airlines, you must add the option /letter A and YY to the end of your schedule display entry. For example, departure from Jeddah to Manila on December 26 by Saudi Arabian Airlines, and non-stop flights. Enter. Schedule display transaction code SN, departure date December 26, origin city or airport 3-letter code for Jeddah, JED, destination city or airport code for Manila, MNL, /airline indicator letter A, 2-letter code for airline SV, /flight type indicator F, and non-stop flight code, N. You can replace schedule change transaction SE with all options of availability change transaction code, AC. For example, SN, date March 15, Jeddah to Dhaka by Saudi Arabian Airlines. Now you would like to change schedule display for Biman, Bangladesh Airline, instead of Saudi Arabian Airlines. Enter SC/letter A and airline code, BG. Timetable displays contain flights of all airlines between a specific city pair for a 1-week period. The display shows you the frequency of flights between two airports, and the airlines that operate on a particular day of the week. The timetable displays includes details of the period of operation of flights, by their effective and discontinued dates. They are ordered in the same hierarchy as availability displays. Timetable displays only contain flights for participating carriers. If you want the display to include non-participating carriers, you must add the /A option to your entry. Timetable display entries are in the same format as availability and schedule displays. You access them using the letter T for the transaction code. For neutral timetable represent TN. Timetable by departure time represent TD. Timetable by arrival time represent TA. Timetable by elapsed time represent T. Timetable for a specific city or airport pair, for example, between Jeddah and Manila, for current date. Enter TN, origin city or airport, 3 letters code for Jeddah, JED, destination city or airport, 3 letters code for Manila, MNL. Amadeus system identifier and the type of display. Date range of the display. Timetable line number. 2-letter airline code and flight number. Days of operation. The days of operation can be displayed, 1 for Monday, 2 for Tuesday, 3 for Wednesday, 4 for Thursday, 5 for Friday, 6 for Saturday, and 7 for Sunday, D for daily, X3 for daily, except Wednesday. Departure city code and terminal information. Arrival city code and terminal information. Departure and arrival local times. Number of stops en route. Effective and discontinued dates. For example, frequencies of flights between Jeddah and Manila on or after July 15th. Enter TN, date July 15th. Origin city or airport code for Jeddah, JED, destination city or airport code for Manila, MNL. Timetable for specific airline, for example Saudi Arabian Airlines. Enter TN, origin city or airport code for Jeddah, JED, destination city or airport code for Manila, MNL, / letter A, and Saudi Arabian Airline, 2 letters code SV. You can combine airline and specific date in your input, for example, frequencies between Jeddah and Manila, on or after July 15th, by Saudi Arabian Airlines. Enter TN, date July 15th, origin city or airport code for Jeddah, JED, destination city or airport code for Manila, MNL, / letter A, and Saudi Arabian Airline, 2 letters code SV.